Voicemails and an ominous phone call preceded the disappearance of a Clay County man in 2021. His family is still continuing their search, and investigators say they do believe foul play was involved. Katie Jeffries leads our Unsolved series focusing on local cold cases and has more on the disappearance of Paul Akridge.
Detective Daniel Casani says it is a case that is frequently on his mind, especially on a day like today, May 3rd. It marks 3 years since Paul Akridge was last seen alive. Just hours before he disappeared on May 3rd of 2021, Paul Akridge, who went by Paul, left a foreboding message on his sister's voicemail.
If you're ever wanted by a million people, you're gonna know what it's about.
Paul Akridge had been worried someone was after him. 3 days before he went missing, Selena Julius says she spoke with her brother on the phone.
So he said, Selena, they are going to get me. And when they do, you will not have me. He said, they will probably kill me. And he said, I do not want you to live out the rest of your life not knowing what happened to me.
She asked him who.
He referred to a group of people that he thought, he didn't give any names, and he was trying to figure that out himself.
She knows he spent the morning of May 3rd, 2021, working on his car in the country living neighborhood in Melrose. He then went to his parents' home to borrow their car and drove to Palatka for car parts. Then at 3:09, he left a voicemail.
If you're ever wanted by a million people, you're gonna know what it's about.
6 minutes later, he left another voicemail, telling his oldest sister he was coming to her house.
The problem with your neighborhood is getting in and out of there. I can make it somewhere down the road from there probably eventually, and I'll call you.
The last image of Paul was captured by a surveillance video at 5:10 p.m. at his sister's Keystone Heights home. Hat on and face covered, dropping off his parents' car. From here, he vanished.
We drove the roads looking for him, looking in dumpsters, looking in woods, looking in lakes, looking in ponds. We've gotten nowhere. That's the hardest part.
His family reported him as missing to the Clay County Sheriff's Office. The case is now in the hands of Detective Daniel Casani, who says he believes after Paul left his sister's home, he was met with foul play.
So somebody picked him up and took him somewhere where something possibly happened to him.
Detective Casani says Paul was a man who loved his family, but he struggled with addiction to narcotics, an issue his family acknowledges. His mother, Denise Akridge, says growing up, he was a happy, competitive young man who played college baseball and was closely bonded to his family, but addiction got a hold of him.
He got off on the wrong road, but he spent many years on the right road, and he made many, many friends.
At the time of his disappearance, Paul did have active warrants out for the sale of narcotics, but Detective Casani says early on he felt something was wrong.
What was the red flag that made you think this isn't a situation where he's just hiding, this is a situation where there's foul play?
There were way too many stories of something happening to Paul and somebody doing something to Paul. Also the fact that he was very close with his family. He would speak to them, even if he's using drugs, he would speak to them all the time, weekly, daily, and it was weird for him to go that long with no contact with family.
He says he believes Paul was murdered in a robbery gone wrong, and even after 3 years, he still considers it an active investigation.
We do have a certain group of people that we're looking into that kept company with Paul, that were heavily involved with Paul's narcotic use and distribution, that we're still actively looking into those people.
And he wants to hear from those in the community who have firsthand knowledge of what happened. It's something Paul's family prays for every day.
I could just end it and find him. If they would just let us not wake up every day with this aching heart of searching for him, we could put it behind us and move forward, or we feel like we could. The pain will always be there, but it's so hard.
And his mother could finally lay her son to rest.
I'm at the end of my days, so to speak, and I would like to know, what happened to my son. It's cruel not to let me know.
But for now, the search continues.
we still have a missing person. We still have a person that's missing from his family that doesn't matter what he was involved in. We still want to make sure that we can try to bring him home. And then after that, we can bring justice for Paul.
If you know anything about the disappearance of Paul Akridge, contact the Clay County Sheriff's Office. Katie Jeffries, First Coast News, on your side.